Yesterday, Microsoft stopped supporting Windows 10. And in my case, it means they stopped supporting this gigantic thing here, which, let me take this away. And yeah, actually made me switch to that here, which is a Mac Studio. But let's get into details. So first of all, I'm from the EU, so you would say now you still get security updates, which is true, but that information came quite late when I already ordered that and I already made up my mind. But it was actually a long process for me, to be honest. I mean, I'm used to Apple products for quite some time. I had an iPad 1 even before I had an iPhone. Then I got an iPhone around the time the iPhone 6 came on the market and always liked using it. But I never wanted to make the switch on the desktop side of things. I felt very comfortable with my Windows machine. Also had special use cases, at least that's what I tell myself. So I did a lot of screenshots about video games. I used to write walkthroughs for video games for a long time. Also videos of video games, so you need capture cards there. And you know, when I did that, it's quite a long time ago, there was not such a thing as external capture cards or not that many options. It was definitely, at least it felt it was easy on Windows and have, you know, all the things you used to know and how to work with them. So I stayed on Windows for a long time. Also, actually, every time I had to use a Mac PC, do you call it Mac computer? It was a little bit annoying for me, to be honest, especially in work. I had to do some little thing on an Apple laptop, and you know, those things, when they're not configured in certain ways, you cannot do anything. It feels like, oh my God, everything is very different. So I was always very much against the idea. But of course, Microsoft made it very easy for me on the other hand, because this PC that I just showed you, it's actually still quite overpowered. It has 32 gigabytes of RAM. It has a very old but nice Intel processor, a very old NVIDIA graphic card, but also suitable. I made it work actually, also for video editing, which I'll come to in a bit. But yeah, Microsoft said, no, you need that security chip, no, you need a certain processor, because we like everyone to be on the safe side for Windows 11. So officially, I cannot upgrade to Windows 11. Of course, I can use those tools that are out there. So you could still upgrade to Windows 11, ignore all the things that I don't have. But to be honest, I'm using this PC to bring you nice new videos. And if a new update of that comes out and breaks something, then I can't do that. And it would be very much annoying for me, to be honest. I mean, Microsoft already broke things even when it was supposed to work, you know, and then on a machine that is not supposed to work with Windows 11, who knows when they will, you know, not even maybe on purpose, but just accidentally break something. It was very risky for me, to be honest. And so a week ago, I started using the Mac. So far, I'm coping quite well. I told you about the story with using it in a very different way. So for all of those of you that are also struggling, just watch a few videos, maybe even before. So you see what's the actual difference. I mean, of course, I miss copy paste. Well, not copy paste, I mean cut and paste. And I know there's a way around that with a special keyboard shortcut, but you know, I mean, come on, Mac users, you know it's a little bit weird. But you're probably not used to the Windows ways, or you're already working in a very different way, which Windows user is not. And also the video editing part, of course. With the PC, it is still kind of annoying because I'm having a Sony camera here, which I record in S-Log in 10-bit. And do some color grading, and all of you that use this exact thing on a Windows PC and not the latest NVIDIA graphic card, you know how it is, so I don't need to mention that story. On the Mac, of course, it is already supported since the M1 processor, and this is also what is also the easy part for me. Lately, I'm doing mainly video editing, also with the many photo editing, and all of that works anyway. I didn't play many games lately Even those seem to work though, at least some of my Steam library let me download and play the games. So even that is not as such a big issue as it was, but probably if I would be much into gaming, it could be. But for me, it's probably not. But of course, now I want to hear from you, if you also switch to Mac or maybe considering it, what you're struggling with, what your questions maybe are, because what I will also show here somewhere is a follow-up to this video when I made it, where I will probably tell you how my first, I don't know, let's say 10 weeks of the Mac usage went by and what I is still missing, what is maybe annoying, what I learned. And until then, thank you for watching and see you next time.